Hello beautifuls, my name is Kwavier. I'm the creator of Juju Time. If you're new to my channel, welcome. And if you have been to my channel before, then thank you for joining me yet again. In this video, we're gonna be channeling a reminder that Spirit wants us to be aware of as we go about whatever time that you are watching this video. All right, so definitely get your water, grab a piece of paper, pencil if you feel called to, but most importantly, I want you to lean into your spiritual ear, connect with your inner knowing, your higher self, so that way you can hear the message that your spirit wants you to hear. All right, so yeah, let's get started. The spirits that are in our lives to assist us, as you know, to assist us, to guide us towards love, joy, abundance. What is it that they would like to remind us of? Alrighty, so we have here the World card, key 21, for those of you that are into tarot. But the message that I'm sensing is a message towards unity. And there's almost this illusion as though perhaps unity doesn't exist or it can't exist. And it's the reminder that unity is real, that this is not something that you are going about alone. You know, despite perhaps a lot of things that might be telling you this, right? Whether it's people, other people, or situations, or even coming from within us. It's this reminder that unity is real, that unity is something that you can achieve, and that it's a very beautiful reminder of not being alone. And what this is sparking in me, as a Black woman, is like this whole thing about being a strong Black woman. And I was just having the conversation with myself earlier about this, and it's very interesting that, you know, of course the opposite of strong is weak, you know, and so when we're just given those two comparatives of like, okay, this is what strong is, this is what weak is, and, you know, etc., then of course you want to be strong, right? But how can I even say this? But what came through my mind is like, no, I'm soft, you know, I'm mendable, right? I'm willing, you know. It's just these other adjectives started to come to me that best described, at least for myself, how I feel that I move throughout this world, this reality, well, supposed reality. Anyway, but with this, so what's moving through me is a message, as I said before, of this unity, that you're not alone, that you do have like a team of people. So really getting to know your spiritual team, right? Who is there standing right there beside you, in front of you, behind you, as you go about a lot of these situations that you might be going through, because there's a strong sense of like the warrior within, the fire within, and it's all a part of like these guides that are giving you this energy to, and also energy that you already possess. And it's definitely connected to what I was speaking about earlier with like my conversation to myself of like how I move throughout the world and how I wish to move throughout this world. Because there's a unity in like trusting that I'm not alone, and I can then lean more into being more vulnerable with myself, more true to myself, and just uniting myself back to who I truly am and what I truly want and what I truly stand for, because I know that I don't have to fight every single battle that is around me, because there is a trust that I am protected, that I am loved, that I'm being guided, that when a door closes, it's not this fight that I have to like put myself through. It's more of a realization that, okay, I'm not alone in how I'm feeling, but I know that there's a trust that there's a better unity I'm going towards. And it's a whole work. I hope this is making sense, but it's a whole system. It's a whole ecosystem that is working with me and flowing with me as long as I stay true to, and I continue to learn who I am, and what I want as I go through different phases in my life. And I love that. That's a great reminder as well of vulnerability and trust. A lot of this message is speaking to me about spirit being by our side, and sometimes you just need that reminder, because when you're dealing with the unseen, there is a lot of faith, or knowing, if you're in that phase of knowing, but even if you're not, you're still in that belief faith stage, there's still a lot of trust in walking this kind of walk, and so just sometimes just that reminder, oh, it's time to take action is the other card that came up. But overall, it's just a beautiful reminder that in your walk, you're not alone. That in your walk, that you're given the space and the freedom to really, truly get to know who you are. That there is space for you to be soft. That in terms of finding unity around you, it's finding unity within yourself as well. And this is something to take, that if you're watching this is definitely a sign that it's time to take action towards this, right? That spirit is wanting you to lean more, to trust more into the path that you're being guided towards. And this is also reminding me of like, sometimes it doesn't make sense, right? You might ask them questions and it's like these, not vague answers, but it's like they're telling you no right now because whether it's a no or a yes, there's still so much for you to learn. There's still so much for you to see and realize. And it's like, I just see in my mind's eye, I see an individual and they're sitting there or standing there, whichever way that you see this. But for me, it's like sitting there and there's complete trust, there's complete softness, and things are just uniting. You know, there's trust, there's unity, and in the form of action, it's sort of in a state of being inactive, if that makes sense. Like, your action is to be inactive. And that in itself, like, what emotions come up when you are inactive? What is that emotion telling you about you? What is that emotion telling you about your programming? And what's the true unity to your truth? Yeah. I like that message from Spirit. I like that reminder from Spirit, because we sometimes feel that we have to do it alone, that we have to sort of just... there's this pride in a weird way of struggle, you know, and it's not not a pride that I can't speak on everyone's behalf, of course, but I know some people, they glamorize it, you know, like they glamorize this kind of struggle as like the strength, and it definitely is strong. I don't want to take that away from anybody, of course not. But it's this constant state of doing instead of being, in this constant state of like, if I struggle, then I'm worth, you know. But how there's so many layers, and the true layer of like who you are that will bring you back to the unity of yourself, it lies through getting through all of those layers. So really trusting in that Spirit, and that you do have an ecosystem around you, that you are not alone, and that you are being given the space to really discover what comes up when you are inactive, you know. Is it anxiousness? Is it any sort of like impatience? I'm feeling like a sense of like questioning, like, is this for me, you know? Or what if I miss the train? There's a lot of like emotions that are moving through me that sort of just describes this sense of an inability to really trust that they have your back. Yeah. The other card that I pulled was the Ace of Swords. And was very interesting. I was just listening to something in regards to Kali Ma, or Ma Kali. And in many various images of her, you see that she has this sword in her hand, or is it left? I don't know which hand it is, but the point is, it's like a sword. I forgot that it's a specific name of this kind of sword. I don't know specifically the name of this kind of sword, but basically is used to chop off heads, okay? But any which way, but in this thing I was listening to, actually just a few moments ago, and I wish I remembered the, anyway, the point is, just to round it out, is like the sword that she carries, being a symbol of cutting through illusion, cutting through to the truth, you know. And so there is a part of like being able to cut through the truth, cut through that illusion, right? you know, and to make it to this unity, this transformation. Because when you unite, I do feel like there is something that is ending, you know, hence we have the World card, which is the very end of the major arcana, right? So you are in effect entering into a whole new realm and a whole new knowledge of understanding of not just the world around you, but the world within, like, yourself, you know. And a lot of that journey does take this very strict and sometimes considered harsh, like, cut to reality, you know. I mean, cut to, like, well, it could be reality, but this illusion, you know, to get, you know, so that way you can get to the truth. That's a beautiful reminder. That's a beautiful reminder from Spirit. So I hope that this message spoke to you in some sort of way. It spoke to you in a way of really getting to know your inner silence, because that inner silence can be a manifestation back to yourself, a manifestation of being able to really hear your spirits that are around you. And in a sense, it's uniting, that there is this uniting that is happening when you do allow yourself the time to really embrace the challenge. So, all right, thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one, beautifuls. Bye.